Hi guys, it's Olga from Olga's Flavor Factory, and today I got my husband to be in the video with me.
And I'm Sergi. How you doing, guys?
First of all, it's so much more fun to do a video together, but also we're going to be showing you how we sharpen our knives using an electric knife sharpener, and it is easy enough for anybody to do. I do it sometimes, but if I'm honest, he does it most of the time. He makes sure my knives are nice and sharp. And actually, this is the same as my family growing up. My dad would always make sure my mom's knives were really sharp. So we're kind of continuing the tradition.
But it doesn't have to be the man's job because it's so easy.
Yeah.
I don't mind doing it, and I enjoy it. So we can go through the process and show you the best and easy way to sharpen knives.
The great thing about using an electric knife sharpener is it takes all the guesswork out of it and makes it super easy. So we've had our knives for, what would you say, about 10 years or so?
Yeah. At least 10 years.
Yeah, I think so. And they're still in excellent condition. And if you have good quality knives, they will serve you for a lifetime if you take good care of them, of course. I would definitely recommend investing in a good set of knives because they're the most important tool in the kitchen. And if you have a good set of knives, you can do just about anything.
This particular knife sharpener has 3 stages, 1, 2, and 3, and they're numbered right here, so it's very easy. And if you get a knife to sharpen, you're gonna go through a stage 1, both sides, and then you're gonna finish with that, and then go to the second, and then third. When you're done with the third one, you're not gonna come back to the first one because it's a rough stage, medium, and then polish. So if you're just starting, if this is your first time using this one, yeah, you're gonna have to go and sharpen your knife a little bit longer because you're gonna establish that edge on the knife. And then every other time after that, it'll be a breeze, and so it's gonna be much faster and easier.
Yeah, and you do each knife through each step several times, not just one
Correct.
step each. And you need to make sure that you do the same amount of steps on each one.
On each step, correct.
Yeah. So not like 10 times on this one, 3 on this one, and 2 on this one. It has to be the same amount.
You put the knife in on this side, go once, 2, 3, 4, 5, and probably up to 10 times first time. And then you move to the second stage, 1, 2, 3, 4, and continue on to all the way to a third stage, and then you're done. So now that the knives are nice and sharp, make sure to give them a good wash from any kind of metal shavings that are still there before you use them. The worst thing you can do for a knife is to use a glass or a marble or a kind of stone cutting board.
Even though those are really cute, you don't want to be cutting food on anything like that because it's gonna dull your knife so fast and ruin it. And just put your food on it if you have those cute boards, but don't actually chop on it.
Yep, so wooden plastic boards are the best thing for the knife. The nice thing about this particular sharpener is that it gives the knives a nice sharper edge, and the majority of sharpeners out there stays sharper longer because of that edge.
And it's really great to use sharp knives in the kitchen. It's actually more dangerous to use a dull knife, and you're more likely to cut yourself with a dull knife than a sharp one. How often you sharpen your knives depends on how often you use them. So if you cook a lot, you use your knives a lot, you're gonna want to sharpen them much more often. We should sharpen them more than we do, but if you sharpen them at least every few months, keep them nice and sharp. And you may have seen a tool like this before for sharpening a knife, and it's called a honing steel. It doesn't actually sharpen a knife, but what it does, it realigns the edge of the knife. So it's nice to use this in between sharpenings to kind of realign the edge, but it doesn't actually sharpen it. What sharpens a knife is there's a stone, a wet stone, and what you do is you actually take a tiny little layer off of the edge of the knife, and that's what sharpens it. So I remember when I was a little girl, my dad was in the lumber business and he had his own sawmill, and he had a gigantic like stone, and he would turn it on and it would rotate, and he would sharpen our knives that way. And he also had a whetstone, like a smaller one, and he would sharpen my mom's knives that way. And you really need to know what you're doing if you're gonna use a whetstone, because you have to have a specific angle for the knife to sharpen it at a certain angle. So using this makes it easy. You don't have to figure out what angle it is, and it has those stones inside. It takes off a tiny edge off of the knife blade, and that's what sharpens it. But this is great for in-between sharpenings.
Yeah, so this gadget just takes the guesswork out of the sharpening of knives.
Thanks for joining us, and thanks, honey, for demonstrating how to sharpen knives.
Anytime.
We should do more videos together.
Let's do it.